So how do you feel about New South Wales opening up for intrastate travel?
So obviously that's a great issue for us up here in the Tweed because we're feeling our double vaccination rates are certainly not at those same levels as they are in the city. Our double vax rate is about 58% here in the Tweed. And so we are certainly glad to hear the Premier saying that they will likely delay that, influx into our area until after the vaccination rates have gotten a chance to get up there.
Hasn't there already been enough time, though, for people in your Shire to get vaccinated?
We need to remember that we had a long period where the Pfizer vaccine was taken away from our area. A lot of people's appointments were cancelled and those supplies were sent down to Sydney to help them with their outbreak. And that occurred, right across our Shire and the Northern Rivers. We feel like a lot of people who were then waiting for that supply had very long waits for Pfizer vaccine. A lot of people also took the choice then, when they needed to be able to get into Queensland, to take the AstraZeneca. And obviously everybody knows that there's quite a long wait between the first dose and the second dose. So we've got a single vaccination rate of 83% here in the Tweed. But there's, it's a long way to that double dose. So people do have to wait. They have to wait for health reasons, and we need the Premier to understand that.
But just to your south, you've got Byron, right? So it's at 75% first dose, 47% second dose. That's way off, and that's in large part due to a lot of vaccine hesitancy as well. So who is your bigger problem with? Is it to the people just to your south or to the people in the metropolitan areas?
Well, it's definitely the people in the metropolitan areas because
but those levels are higher than Byron, much higher than Byron.
Yeah, obviously in Byron they had a big problem with supply. So they had a much bigger problem even than us. They were receiving tiny amounts of Pfizer vaccine. And I believe, 76% people are getting vaccinated there now, but obviously, at the moment, there is no COVID in Byron, so it's not presenting a threat to us. It's people coming from COVID-impacted areas that are our biggest threat.
So what's your message then to the people in your own Shire who are hesitant about getting a vaccine still?
Look, I think there's always going to be a cohort of people across Australia, across the world, that are hesitant about vaccines, and we have to respect that. That is people's choice. So I think that who we're talking to at the moment is those people, the 83% who have chosen to have their first vaccine. As soon as you can, then you can have your second one. But what we're asking is that the Premier understands that our regional areas need more time and need a different solution to what has been released in the roadmap, because at the moment the double vaccination rules are actually killing our businesses. It's crippling us here in the regions, and it's certainly not making our businesses flourish at the moment.
Okay, but don't you need travel? Don't you need tourism for that?
Support our local businesses. So at the moment, what we need most is for that 40% of our Shire residents, 40% of them that have not been able to get the double dose yet, to be allowed to access businesses, because, businesses in our region have been crippled by the border. That's taken away at least 50% of their custom in our area. And so then to not be allowed to serve 40% of that remaining 50%, you are asking businesses to operate with nothing. And the new Dine and Discover vouchers are all very well and good, but if you're not allowed to serve 40% of your customers, then, it's not a big help at this point for us.
And just checking, you've had 2 doses of the vaccine? Did I get the answer there? I'm just having some difficulty hearing you, Mayor. Sorry, you've had 2 doses?
I don't expect anyone to answer that. That's like asking somebody if they're using contraception. I don't think that is an appropriate question to ask.
But if you're asking people to go and get vaccinated, isn't it right that you say that either you've had it or you haven't had it?
No, I don't think it's right that anybody has to answer that question. I think that people have to, if they would like to go and get vaccinated, that's what I said to you, that they should do that.
And do you believe that people should show proof of their vaccination when they go to businesses in your shire?
I think it's incredibly hard for our employers, our business owners, to have to enforce that. I think that is creating a lot of angst in our community, and I think that is one of the main things that's creating the difficulties at the moment, those confrontations and having to ask for that proof.
So given the fact that you wouldn't answer my question about that, you would feel uncomfortable about presenting your own evidence that you may or may not have been double vaxxed?
Look, I have no problem presenting my evidence when I have to do that for receiving a service. What I'm objecting to is asking somebody direct, about their personal medical records. It's about privacy.
Chris Cherry, thanks for your time. Talk to you soon.